Okay, so let's look at stoichiometry, but when gases are involved. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this in a previous class, whenever that was. The main thing about gases, if you're using stoichiometry, is to use what to get moles of a gas? The ideal gas law, right? You can still use molar mass for grams and molarity for milliliters or liters of a solution. You can still use those things, but you have to use the ideal gas law if you're given that information about a gas to get moles or to turn moles into pressure or volume or temperature of a gas. Again, you just got to read the problem to see what it's asking for. So look at this example. This should be, if you're looking at an in-class example, it's number 25, I think. When you look at this problem, the main thing to do first is write an equation for the reaction that's described. Okay. A volume of hydrogen gas is needed to reduce 35.5 grams of copper 2 oxide to form pure copper and water. So we've got to first be able to write the equation for that. Hydrogen gas is needed to reduce 35.5 grams of copper 2 oxide. Copper 2 oxide. It's an ionic compound, which means it's a solid, unless we were describing it being dissolved in water, which is not what we're doing. And then forms pure copper, copper the metal, and then it's going to make some water. And if you want to know what phase water should be in, if you look back at the question, what's the temperature that this reaction is running at? 225 degrees C. What phase is the water in? It's absolutely a gas at that temperature, yes. Okay, it's not a liquid. Now, once we've written the equation, we have to balance it. And then we can go on with the stoichiometry step. So balance the equation. And then we're going to calculate the volume of hydrogen gas that we need at that pressure and at that temperature to reduce this mass of copper 2 oxide. So what does this need to be balanced? Ooh, it might be balanced as it is. It is balanced as it is. That's very nice. 1, 1, 1. Okay. So in this problem, the first thing we're going to do, we want the volume of hydrogen gas. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, since we are given the pressure and the temperature, is we have to get the moles. Because in order to use the ideal gas law, if I'm going to solve for volume, I have to be given the other 3 pieces of information, or I have to find these other 3 pieces of information. And so first step is to do a stoichiometry step. moles of hydrogen gas. So we were given 35, we were told 35.5 grams of copper 2 oxide, so of CuO. We got to convert that gram amount to moles of this compound. So we need the molar mass of CuO, which is, if you add it up, I got 79.55. 79.55 grams equals 1 mole. And then I'm relating moles of copper 2 oxide to moles of hydrogen for this problem. So my mole ratio is 1 to 1. Okay. And again, if I double check what all I've canceled, I should get just moles of hydrogen. I'm not trying to do anything else at this point. Just get moles of hydrogen. It's the whole purpose of stoichiometry. And I got 0.446. Now that's, I believe, that's the rounded answer. You could, of course, not round this mole number until the very end of your whole process. That's usually what I do. But most of the time, if you round for the correct sig figs here, it won't really adversely affect your answer. Maybe off a little bit, but now is where we use the ideal gas law. What was the pressure we were given in the problem? 765 torr, which is a pressure unit, identical or equivalent to millimeters of mercury. But if I'm using the ideal gas law and I'm using my constant R value, I have to convert this from torr to atmospheres. 760 torr equals 1 atmosphere. So this comes out to be about 1.01 atmospheres. The temperature, 225 degrees C, must be in Kelvin for any gas calculation. Add 273.15 to convert from Celsius to Kelvin, and that gives you 498 Kelvin. And so we are going to rearrange the ideal gas law to solve for volume, right? Because that is what I want at the end of the day. I want the volume. So volume equals moles times the gas constant times the temperature divided by your pressure. And there's my moles that I had to calculate first. There's the pressure. There's the temperature. R is, what number do we always use? We use in this class 0.08206 liters times atmospheres divided by moles times Kelvin. Some sources use 0.0821. They round it to 3 sig figs. That's not wrong. It's just not what I choose to use in this class. I choose to go 4 sig figs. So I think you get final answer should be rounded to 3 sig figs all the way back to this very, based on this very first mass measurement, 3 sig figs. I got 18.0 liters of hydrogen gas is what you would need. Okay. This is the approach to solve any kind of stoichiometry problem where you are given information about the gas. And you have to use the ideal gas law to get moles or use moles. Okay. It's usually 2 steps. So if you are given information about a gas and it is at STP, there is a little bit of a shortcut that you can use. Okay, you don't have to use the ideal gas law if you're at STP. You can use the molar volume of a gas. I'll just tell you that this problem that I have here, I think on your in-class this would be number 26, but this problem right here, this is a little bit of a challenge problem. I'm not going to work it right now, but I'll put the solution up here because this problem involves using or knowing the limiting reactant in order to get the theoretical yield. I give you amounts of both products and you have to write the equation and you do, okay. That's a little bit of a challenge. Let's look at this. How many liters of oxygen at STP? What does STP mean? Standard temperature and pressure. And what is the standard temperature and pressure? 1 atmosphere of pressure is standard, or anything equivalent to 1 atmosphere. And standard temperature is 273.15 Kelvin, or 0 degrees C. If I have a question where my gas is at STP, what is true? At STP, 1 mole of gas occupies what volume? 22.4 liters. That is what Avogadro discovered. That is what is true. Okay. So always to relate amounts of one thing like oxygen to something else, like lead 4 oxide in an equation, is balanced equation. You must have a balanced equation. So in this example, I went ahead and just gave you the equation that was already balanced. But that is a skill that you guys are supposed to have at this point, is writing a balanced equation from a word description. Now, I start off with 100 grams of lead 4 oxide. That's the PbO2. Lead 4 oxide is PbO2. Lead 2 oxide is PbO, because the charge of the lead can be different in different situations. Here is the molar mass of PbO2, 239.2. I went ahead and gave you that. 239.2 grams per mole. I want to know how many liters of oxygen gas will be made at STP. So you can use the ideal gas law, similar to what we did on that previous example. We would convert grams of this substance to moles, and then go from moles of this to moles of oxygen, and then use the ideal gas law and solve for volume. Okay, same idea. However, because we are at STP, 1 mole of this gas occupies a volume of 22.4 liters. This lets us just do a stoichiometry train track calculation converting PbO2 to moles, and then using our mole ratio to get from moles of this compound to moles of this element, 2 to 1. And then just use the molar volume of a gas at standard temperature and pressure. 1 mole of a gas occupies 22.4 liters. And you end up with I got 4.68 liters. All right. Stop for a minute. I may do one more example of this. Let's see. We'll stop this video for now.